CERN is a quantum computer of modern technology, the same as the Tower of Babel. Fallen angels trying to open the door to the abyss.
Qubits are the quantum equivalents of classical bits that can represent 1 or 0.
Oh, doesn't that sound familiar? I wonder what qubits is what they measure in cubits in the Bible. You know, that's a similarity, except they changed the Q out, and it was a C. Who is a polyon, though? Abaddon.
Abaddon is a fearsome entity, often depicted as the angel of the abyss.
The organization CERN is the birthplace of the World Wide Web and holds the world's biggest machine called the Hadron Collider. The top scientists at CERN admit that they are looking for other worlds. They are looking for different dimensions and parallel universes. Check this video out.
Universe is real. What the CERN? And are we living in a quantum computer? Let's unpack this.
So my last couple of videos I talk about Max Laughlin. Not Laughlin, like it says here. Max came into the scene with his Mandela effect theory and his concern about CERN,
which through its experimentation, the original timeline of Earth was wormholed and traversed into an alternative reality, or parallel universe. But first, let's understand what parallel universes are, shall we?
Let's go to Brian Randolph Green for this. He's an American theoretical physicist, mathematician, and string theorist. Former professor at Cornell, current professor at Columbia University. He also has books and published papers on parallel universes, so let's go.
Many physicists have long claimed that all of the observable universe is one self-contained event, but there is a growing number of scientists who claim there is a real chance of parallel universes existing, based on the current state of physics. Brian Greene has devised classification schemes for the various theoretical types of multiverses and universes that they might comprise. Greene's classification is based on the use of mathematics to describe quantum states, or quantum branches, which are believed to exist in the multiverse. Brian Greene uses many references to string theory and quantum mechanics to explain why parallel universes could exist. According to him, it could be possible for a parallel universe to be created by a disturbance in space-time. There are a few different ideas of how parallel universes might come into being. One is the so-called eternal inflation. According to this model, the inflationary phase of the universe's expansion lasts forever throughout most of the universe, because the regions expand exponentially rapidly. Most of their volume of the universe at any given time is inflating. Eternal inflation, therefore, produces a hypothetical multiverse, in which space is broken up into bubbles or patches, whose properties differ from all physical possibilities.
Matter can only arrange itself in finitely many distinct configurations. What does that mean? Well, I like to use an analogy with a deck of cards. If you have a deck of cards, you begin to shuffle the deck, the cards will come out different orders. You shuffle it again, the cards come out a different order still. But you know that there are only finitely many different possible orders of the cards in a deck, which means if you shuffle that deck of cards enough times, infinitely many times, you know that the order of the cards sooner or later has to repeat. No way around it. Similarly, if space goes on infinitely far, the configuration of particles, region by region by region, must repeat too. There simply aren't enough distinct possible configurations to go around. Now, what does that mean? Well, I am just a configuration of particles, as are all of you, as is the Earth, as is the Sun. If the configuration of particles that we show in evidence here repeats somewhere else in the cosmos, as it must by that little argument that I just gave you, then that means that out there in the cosmos there are copies of you and me, the Earth, the Sun, and everything else. Reality as we know it has parallel versions, parallel realities, parallel universes out there in an infinite cosmos. And in fact, if you think about it, it's even easier for the particles in some region to almost replicate the configuration that we see here. So in some of those other universes, some decision that you may have made, which amounts to particles in your brain and vocal cords having moved one way or another, they would have moved in a different configuration. You would have made a different decision. All possible realities would be out there as long as they are compatible with the laws of physics.
CERN is a quantum computer of modern technology, the same as the Tower of Babel. Fallen angels trying to open the door to the abyss.
The universe is hiding in its smallest particles. Welcome to the intriguing world of particle physics, a realm where tiny subatomic particles hold the answers to some of the biggest questions about our universe. It's a fascinating science, like a cosmic detective story that delves deep into the heart of matter itself. By studying these tiny particles, we can begin to unravel the mysteries of the cosmos, from the birth of the universe to the forces that govern its expansion. Now let's take an imaginary journey to the border of France and Switzerland, deep beneath the surface of the Earth. Ever wondered what secrets the universe is hiding in its smallest particles? Welcome to the intriguing world of particle physics, a realm where tiny subatomic particles hold the answers to some of the biggest questions about our universe. It's a fascinating science, like a cosmic detective story that delves deep into the heart of matter itself. By studying these tiny particles, we can begin to unravel the mysteries of the cosmos, from the birth of the universe to the forces that govern its expansion. Now let's take an imaginary journey to the border of France and Switzerland, deep beneath the surface of the Earth. Here lies the European Organization for Nuclear Research, better known as CERN. Within its subterranean laboratories, scientists from around the world are pushing the boundaries of our knowledge one particle at a time. CERN is home to the world's largest and most powerful particle collider, the Large Hadron Collider, or LHC. This monumental machine, a circular tunnel 27 kilometers in circumference, is like a racetrack for particles. Protons, the building blocks of atoms, are accelerated to near light speeds and then smashed together, creating showers of new particles for scientists to study. The LHC is more than just a giant science experiment. It's a window into the very essence of reality, helping us understand the fundamental particles and forces that make up our universe. Every second, it recreates conditions similar to those just after the Big Bang, allowing us to witness the birth of the universe in miniature. And what's even more exciting, this behemoth of science is gearing up for something big. Yes, the CERN Particle Collider is preparing to take us on another thrilling journey into the unknown. In 2024, it's set to embark on a new phase of exploration, pushing the frontiers of knowledge even further. The CERN Particle Collider, a marvel of modern science that's preparing for something big in 2024. Stay tuned, for the universe still has many secrets to reveal, and CERN is at the forefront of unveiling them. So what exactly is the CERN Particle Collider gearing up for in 2024? The Large Hadron Collider, or LHC, at the European Organization for Nuclear Research, better known as CERN, is preparing for a monumental leap in particle physics. As we speak, the LHC is undergoing major upgrades that will catapult it into a new era of discovery. The collider is being refitted with cutting-edge technology that will significantly boost its collision energy. This is like supercharging a car engine, but instead of revving up horsepower, we're ramping up the energy levels at which protons collide. This increase in collision energy is expected to shed light on some of the most tantalizing mysteries of the universe. These upgrades are part of the High Luminosity LHC project, or HL-LHC, which aims to crank up the intensity of the LHC's proton beams by a factor of 10.
So they're charging up the particle accelerator by 10.
By increasing the number of collisions, the HL-LHC will generate a wealth of data that will provide scientists with a much clearer picture of the fundamental particles and forces that make up our universe. But what does this mean for our understanding of particle physics? Well, by exploring the universe at higher energies, we can probe deeper into the nature of matter, peering into the very fabric of reality. This could lead to groundbreaking discoveries such as new particles and even new laws of physics.
That reminds me about that dark matter and that anti-hydrogen. Where's my notes? That's what I needed to hear. I was hoping this video could stir something up. We need to talk about anti-hydrogen and dark matter. I knew something going on.
In addition to these upgrades, CERN is also preparing for the Future Circular Collider, a next-generation machine that will dwarf the LHC in terms of power and potential for discovery.
So now they're working on something called the Circular Collider, not the Large Hadron Collider. They got something new called the Circular Collider.
This behemoth is slated to start operations in the mid-2040 SF and will push the boundaries of what we know about the universe even further. So as we move closer to 2024, the anticipation is palpable. The road to this milestone is paved with technological innovation, scientific curiosity, and a burning desire to unravel the mysteries of the universe. But the journey to 2024 isn't just about upgrades, it's a global effort in the name of science. Science, especially of this magnitude, is never a solitary pursuit. You see, the preparation of the CERN Particle Collider for 2024 is a grand example of international collaboration at its finest. Scientists from across the globe converge, bringing their expertise and resources to this monumental project. Picture this: a physicist from Japan working alongside a researcher from Brazil, their minds uniting to solve complex equations, or a team from South Africa, sharing their cutting-edge technology with colleagues from Canada. Each person, each country contributing their unique piece to this colossal scientific puzzle. This is not just about advancing individual nations.
They got the damn Avengers making the CERN. I ain't gonna lie, it's a cool idea, you know? But at the same time, it's like they opening this portal, like we could be using this for good. How can we use this type of technology for good? You know? Like develop some type of free energy off of this somehow. Like that's what they need to be gearing towards, you know, not trying to bust open these portals.
Scientific prowess. This is about pushing humanity forward as a whole. It's about understanding the very fabric of our universe, the fundamental particles that make up everything we know. And it's a task no one can undertake alone. Together, they're pushing the boundaries of what we know about the universe. While 2024 is on the horizon, remarkable discoveries are being made at CERN every day. Scientists at this esteemed institution continue to push the boundaries of our understanding of the universe. Just a couple of years ago, they discovered a new particle, the pentaquark, a composite of 5 quarks, further expanding.
We're gonna see if that has any validity. Pentaquark? I never heard of that. You think if they found a new, what do they say, mineral, material, we would hear about it.
Boundaries of our understanding of the universe. Just a couple of years ago, they discovered a new particle, the pentaquark.
Yeah, you think if they discovered a new particle, we would all hear about that. You know, this is my first time hearing about it. We have to go in these waters to retrieve this data, you know? And I hear all this stuff about, you know, people having dementia on stage talking about other leaders, you know. We need to be hearing about this pentaquark.
A composite of 5 quarks, further expanding our knowledge of particle physics. Another recent breakthrough involves the study of the Higgs boson, the so-called God particle. The properties of this particle, first discovered in 2012, are still being explored. The latest results indicate that it decays into bottom quarks more often than the standard model predicts.
The Higgs boson, that sounds so familiar. I wrote it down, Higgs boson. We might need to dive into that too. I'm gonna do my best. I got a full page of stuff related to CERN, their discoveries, what they're researching, what Fermilab's doing and what they're researching on. And I really would like to cover it all. I really would.
Suggesting potential new physics beyond our current understanding. Moreover, the team at CERN has confirmed the existence of the Autoron, a theoretical prediction made almost 50 years ago. This discovery has significant implications for our understanding of the strong nuclear force, each discovery a stepping stone to the mysteries we hope to unravel in 2024 and beyond. The CERN Particle Collider's journey to 2024 is more than just a scientific endeavor. It's a voyage of discovery that extends beyond the realm of particle physics, offering us a glimpse into the endless possibilities of the future. The advancements being made at CERN are not confined to the walls of the laboratory. They ripple out, influencing various sectors of our lives. In the field of technology, for instance, these breakthroughs could lead to more efficient energy sources and quantum computing capabilities. In the realm of medicine, particle physics might revolutionize treatments, making them more precise and effective. Each experiment, each discovery, is a stepping stone towards a future where the mysteries of the universe can be harnessed to improve our everyday lives. As we look forward to 2024, we are not just anticipating scientific breakthroughs, but a leap into the future of possibilities.
It's interesting to me that they're saying it's going to propel us into the future. But if we look back into all the ancient structures of how they used to harness the ether for free electricity, it almost seems to me that our past was light years beyond what we're currently doing. If we look around, you see all these damn cords in the air where this electricity going to our homes from these power plants. You know, it's just like we're behind. And they're steadily talking about, oh, we're going into the future. We're going into the future. I can't tell.
What if CERN created a quantum camera which can take a quantum photograph of all of reality? If that were true, it would make the Large Hadron Collider the perfect fit for the mystery machine associated with Project Looking Glass. Everybody and their mom knows that you don't need the largest structure ever built in human history to smash particles together. And most of us are getting the sinking suspicion that CERN is responsible for all the insane things that are happening in the world right now. So let's discuss my quantum camera theory and how it connects to the idea of collapsing timelines and why things have gotten so damn strange in the world. I propose that the Large Hadron Collider might be capable of taking a quantum photograph of the entire Earth. In what ways would this differ from just taking a giant photograph of the entire Earth? Well, for one, it would be three-dimensional, and two, it would see every single particle in its quantum position across the entire planet. I'm talking every particle. When it took its picture, it could show the scientists every neutrino, neutron, photon, proton, gluon, you name it, and its exact position around the world. You might be wondering, what does that mean, why is it important, and how would it explain all the strange things happening in our world right now? Well, that's where it gets really interesting. Because if this looking glass machine could take a picture right now in this moment and see every single particle in its position, and then take another picture in the next moment, it could understand the vectors of all the particles. Now, in layman's terms, this just means speed and direction. So if it could figure out the speed and direction of every particle, let's say, across the Earth, it could figure out where it was going. And then it could figure out where it was going to be in the future. And if you had enough powerful supercomputers, you could take all that quantum data and retranslate it into regular data. So then they could have an actual three-dimensional photograph of reality as human beings perceive it. What I just told you is a reasonable hypothesis for how we could build a machine that would be a literal crystal ball. Now let's say that's what CERN does, and let's say it is the mysterious machine behind Project Looking Glass. And let's say they can see as far as 10 years into the future, and they know every single quantum particle and where it's going to be in that future because they can just take all the data of the vectors and speeds now and say, well, if this is happening now, this obviously has to happen in the next point. And so they actually create a deterministic view of what the reality is going to be. So what if the people in control of this machine didn't like what they saw? Maybe they saw themselves lose power. Well, then they'd have to change things. But how exactly would they do that?
Project Looking Glass sounds very interesting. We're going to look into that. But the only problem I see with that hypothesis is to take a picture of the entire Earth. You would have to, literally be able to see the entire Earth. And my personal opinion, no one so far can see the entire shape because there's something in the way that lets them get to a certain point to be able to see the entire thing. Some people call it the Van Allen belt. Some people call it the firmament. You can only get so high, and whenever you get to that certain point, you look to your left, you look to your right, and you look down, you see nothing but earth still, and you can't go no higher. So it's like, I want to go higher so I can see the entire view of earth, but that's not possible, because we're only able to go so high because of what some people call the Van Allen belt, some people call the firmament. Let me know your thoughts below on this subject.
Near CERN, purely demonic rituals.
Oh, yes, I saw that.
Go ahead, sir.
It was terrifying.
Yeah, absolutely.
That video of the demonic rituals
Yes.
of opening the tunnel, and I only had a brief opportunity to look at it. I saw what was going on. It was an openly demonic. It was devoted to the worship of Satan.
It's in our face.
But I didn't. I knew that it was the Goddard Tunnel, but I didn't realize it was connected to the whole CERN thing.
Well, physically, it's not connected.
Right.
I want to make that clear. But in the sense of the spiritual world and
Right.
the communication
I
through
see.
ritual,
Okay.
they are
Right.
connected. And in fact, in that ceremony, that demonstration, they showed the opening of the portal that CERN will achieve. And the tunnel itself represents, in physics, quantum tunneling, which is a communication utilizing an artificially intelligent computer, an adiabatic quantum computer, which runs its computations through another dimension, retrieves that information from another dimension, achieving a solution that we can use in our world. Now that is real. That's not fantasy. That comes right from the manufacturer. This is the machine that is employed now, just recently, now at CERN, and will be responsible for the initiation of the opening of the portal and the stability, the holding open of the portal for the receiving of, and I'll give this definitively, it's digitized DNA, demonic DNA, in a digitized form, ones and zeros coming through this portal, received here, reassembled, if you will, and then presented to a hybrid body.
Because as you said, Lucifer desires to be God, as the Bible says, and Lucifer desires to create his own race in his own image.
Exactly.
And I think you would agree. This is very hard for many Christians to grasp. It's a truth that it's hard for Christians to really own.
Am I tripping, or did it look like he was doing that Beyonce dance? Look at this dance slowly that this dude was doing. This. I've seen that dance before.
Create his own race in his own image.
Exactly.
And I think
look at this. I've seen this dance before. This is a popular dance that everyone does on TikTok. Watch this dance. One of you guys could be able to name this. I think Beyonce did it.
You would agree. This is very hard for many Christians to.
This looks like an older video too. You know, I don't know if you guys caught that, but that's something new. That's why we, you know, you gotta watch these videos. You know, you might have seen it before, but you might have missed something before, because we didn't probably seen this yesterday, but 2 different times, but we get different clips about each different one. And if you look at that dance, that is a popular TikTok dance that everyone does now. This video was probably what, 4 or 5 years ago, and mugs are doing that dance now. So I wonder what other dance they doing in here that people are going to start trending now. What dance? What significance of that dance? We gotta type in demonic dancing now. I'm not going to recreate it because I can't even do that move. You know, your boy got more of a, you know, more on beat type of, you know, vibe. We gotta go back. Oh, shoot.
Lucifer desires to create his own race in his own image.
Exactly.
And I think you would agree.
This, how it's popping, going left and right.
This is very hard for many Christians to.
All right, let me see if I can find that same dance, and we're gonna compare the 2. Am I tripping, or did that look similar? Look at how the arms are popping. All right, now let's go back to this.
I think you would agree. This is very hard for many Christians to grasp. It's a truth that's hard for Christians to really own. And that is, the world is exactly as the Bible says that it is.
Yes, it is.
And there's an invisible world, Lucifer at the top, his hierarchy of demons. He compartmentalizes information on a need-to-know basis. And at the very top, there are men and women who are open Luciferians.
Yes, indeed.
They have committed themselves. They participate in rituals to the worship of Satan because, as you said, they believe that they're going to conquer Christ.
Yep.
And Satan is the true, or Lucifer is the true God.
That's right.
Now, you said that, and I said that, and the Bible says that, but for some reason there's almost a veil in the minds of many Christians. And I pray, as we interview you, that the Holy Spirit would just break that veil of deception, and that God's people could really see reality as it really is, instead of living in this kind of fog state, which is based on their unbelief of God's word.
Well, let's use the collider for our purposes.
Okay.
Let's call that evidence.
Yeah.
It's like how he said, it's a veil, you know? It's like in the book of Isaiah. Where is it at? It was one of my favorite ones. He was like, brother, read this. He literally, it's in the book of Isaiah. You guys can find it and pull it up for me. But he was like, brother, read this. He was like, I beg of thee. And he's like, okay, I read it. And he reads it. He said, there's no words. He said, you don't see these words on here? You don't see these words on this book? He said, brother, I don't see nothing. You know what I'm saying? They said that book back in the book of Isaiah. Thousands of years ago. So you're wondering why some people just don't get this, and some people are just all the way right on the spirituality, or they're all the way left, like he's coming back like me. It's either you're in the middle. The lost sheep is what I called it, you know? But it's like, I'm going to find that verse, because he was in the book of Isaiah. He said, brother, read this. He's asking someone else to read what he's seeing. He's like, can you read this? And he gives it to him. I beg of thee, read this. And he reads it, and he's like, there's no words in the book. When I read that, I was like, damn, you know, that's damn near what we going through now. You know? Let's find it, man. I got time today. I got much better sleep tonight. Let's find it. All right, let me see if I can find it. I don't know what it was. It was book of Isaiah. Brother, read this. I cannot. It is sealed. Here it is. Isaiah 29:11. Woo-hoo. Where's the KJV Bible? I like KJV. Pretty much all of them will tighten you up, but KJV is my favorite. Isaiah 29. Hold it. 29:11. Here it is. Pause and wonder. Bind yourselves and be blind. They are drunk, but not with wine. They stagger, but not with intoxicating drink. For the Lord has poured out on you the spirit of the deep sleep, and has covered your eyes, namely, the prophets, and he has covered your heads, namely, the seers. The whole vision has become to you like the words of a book that is sealed, which men deliver to one who is literate, saying, read this, please. He's delivering this to men are literate. That means they can read fine. Nothing's wrong with them. He's saying, read this, please, I beg of you. And he says, I cannot, for it is sealed. That's deep. Then the book is delivered to the ones who is illiterate, saying, read this, please. And he says, I am not literate. Therefore the Lord said, inasmuch as these people draw near with their mouths and honor me with their lips, but have removed their hearts far from me, and they fear towards me as taught by the commandment of men. Therefore, behold, I will again do a marvelous work among this people, and marvelous work and wonder. For the wisdom of their wise men shall perish, and the understanding of their prudent men shall be hidden. Woe to those who seek deep to hide their counsel far from the Lord, and their works are in the dark. The abyss, man. They working underground. They said the dark. Who's working underground? Who's doing research experiments underground? You know? I'm not going. We're not going to go all the way through it, but if you did want to read it, that was Isaiah 29:11. He said, brother, read this, please, I beg of you. I cannot. It's sealed. You know? You got to write those commandments on your heart. You got to render those commandments onto your heart. Honestly, you got to render it. Render those commandments to your heart. Let's continue.
It's physical, it's tangible, it's right there in our face.
Right.
If we accept the symbology they have presented, which is demonic in origin,
yes,
their statues, their videos,
yeah,
and we take that at face value as definitive evidence to the hidden agenda,
right,
we can say there's the machine, the most powerful machine, the largest machine ever created in recorded history of mankind. And that is definitive proof that we have a problem. This is a extinction level event, this opening of the portal. If we look at the wars...
Did you say extension or extinction?
Extinction, I'm sorry.
Extinction level, okay.
If we look at the wars that are going on right now, imagine if that portal was open. The key to the bottomless pit is the Large Hadron Collider. If they were to turn that key and open that doorway and we were flooded, the wars would seem insignificant and all the other ills of the planet compared to the opening of this portal. This is why it is imperative, because it's right now today, and it's in our face, and it's tangible proof. That breaks down our own veil.
Okay, so Anthony is telling you in a methodical, rational, logical way that we have evidence. The visual pictures, the videotapes, the published statements of the heads, some of the heads of CERN, and they are saying in their videos and the visuals and the evidence that you're talking about, if you showed it in a courtroom, it would be acceptable evidence,
right,
of openly demonic worship of Satan and open admission of many of the agendas that you talked about. Now, since this is true, and it is true because you have evidence to back up what you're saying, and it also, there's no conflict between what you're saying and the Bible. In fact, the Bible would support what you're saying.
Revelation 9.
Revelation 9. And when their hidden agendas, when the fruit of their hidden agendas, when these beings start.
Revelation 9, let's pull it up. Since I already got the tab open. We're gonna read it again. Then the fifth angel sounded and saw a star falling from heaven to earth. To him was given a key to the bottomless pit. And he opened the bottomless pit, and smoke arose out of it like a smoke of a great furnace. So the sun and the air were darkened because of the smoke of the pit. And then out came the smoke of locusts came upon them to earth. And to them was given power as the scorpions of earth have power. They were commanded not to harm the grass of earth, or anything green thing, or any tree, but only those of men who do not have the seal of God on their foreheads. And they were not given authority to kill them, but torment for 5 months. And their torment was like the torment of a scorpion when it strikes a man. In those days men will seek death and will not find it. They will desire to and will not flee from him. That's tough. Could you imagine that? That is tough. That sounds quite literal. That doesn't sound like, you can try to metaphorically, but that sounds very literal to me. Yeah, that sounds literal. I'm not gonna sit here and be the one to be like, oh yeah, that was that wasn't supposed to be taken literally. I'm taking it literally word for word. The shape of locusts were like horses, but prepared for battle. You guys want to talk about those abominations the fallen angels created? This sounds like perfected monsters the Most High created just for this. And they had as over them the angel of the bottomless pit, whose name is in Hebrew Apollyon. Or maybe the Most High didn't create these. Maybe these were abominations that got trapped, and they're just re-releasing them. The sixth trumpet, the angel from the Euphrates. What is the sixth trumpet? Then the sixth angel sounded, and I heard a voice saying, 4 horns from the golden altar which is before God, saying to the sixth angel who had the trumpet, release the 4 angels who are bound at the great river of Euphrates. So, I believe this is the timeline we're in, the 6th seal. But I didn't hear about no 4 angels who were released from the Euphrates River. I believe did this happen already or no? Would this be an event that everyone would see? Who have been prepared for the hour and day and month and year who to release? Dang, oh yeah, we definitely ain't seen that. We would know about that. We would definitely know about that. So, when they get released, they ain't playing. Who is Apollyon, though? Abaddon. Let's type in Abaddon real quick. We're in Dark Waters 9 for real.
We know that there is a demon that if released can destroy the earth. His name is Abaddon, known as the Exterminator or the Angel of the Abyss. He possesses an immense amount of essence, capable of annihilating
angel mentioned in the Bible, specifically in the book of Revelation. The name Abaddon is associated with the word destruction and the realm of the dead. But most importantly, Abaddon is the name of the angel of the bottomless pit. See, in the book of Revelation, Abaddon is described as being a star that fell from heaven after the fifth angel sounded, and bringing with him the keys to the bottomless pit. Once opened, smoke comes forth and darkens the sun and air. And shortly after, a horde of locusts are unleashed. These locusts are described as tormentors, inflicting pain upon those who do not have the seal of God on their foreheads. The key part here is that there is an angel mentioned in the Bible, specifically in the book of
Abaddon is a fearsome entity, often depicted as the angel of the abyss. Known for his role in the devastation of humanity, he is said to command an army of horse hoppers, resembling war horses with golden crowns. His sole purpose is to instigate despair, pain, agony, and hopelessness among humans. Abaddon, one of the most cruel and destructive beings in biblical narratives, holds the title of the King of the Abyss. Described by St. John, he embodies destruction and perdition. His main goal is to spread terror and kill those who remain on earth, especially targeting those not marked with the seal of God on their foreheads. This entity, residing in the depths of the abyss, is believed to be acting under the instructions of Lucifer himself. According to biblical prophecies, at the end of times, Abaddon will be released, unleashing chaos and destruction upon mankind. His release signifies a time of great turmoil and tribulation, marking a pivotal moment in the eschatological narratives of the Bible. In biblical lore, Abaddon is a fearsome entity, often
Now, this happens before the 1,000-year reign, I believe. I believe after all this happens, then the 1,000-year reign happens. So you would think people would talk about this if you would think the 1,000-year reign already didn't happen. But it's we don't know though. It's we've been lied to so much. It's up to us to have the discernment, do our own research to really figure this out. How come this couldn't be happy and uplifting TikToks? Funny, share with your family TikToks. Damn.
What you need to know to start a working relationship with the angel of the bottomless pit, the Lord of the abyss, Abaddon, the destroyer. He is one of the 4 demonic gatekeepers and can initiate you into the path of working with the demonic divine. He also holds the key and access point to the abyss. His name originally was actually a place of location that eventually evolved, taking on the form of a powerful deity. And this being, also known as the Nameless One, is very brutal to work with. He will induce trials that will push your boundaries. He will bring forth the ultimate transformations, soul alchemy. He reveals the darkest of magics and hidden gnosis. He is known to bring forth war, disease, and even rules over an army of locusts. He can teach you necromancy, divination, and astral travel. Signs of Abaddon, if he is reaching out to you, would be seeing locusts, dead wasp, the number 7 or 77. His tarot card would be Judgment. His colors are like red, green, black, bronze. Offerings would be dragon's blood incense, alcohol, and for those who are comfortable and have built a solid relationship with this deity, you can offer a little. What you need to know to start a working relationship with
the ultimate destroyer. Let's talk about the demon Abaddon, who is hugely important but doesn't come up very often, just like his counterpart General Aglaret. So let's talk about who is Abaddon, who's known as General and Prince. I will call him Prince in this video. Let's talk about Prince Abaddon. Hey, I'm Alice and I'm a demonologist, alchemist, and witch. I work with and talk to demons like Prince Abaddon every single day. If that sounds interesting, exciting, dangerous, hit a like and a follow. Check out my other videos. And if you want to know if demons like Prince Abaddon might be looking to work with you.
Did you know that there is a being who some consider to be even worse than Satan himself? Let me explain. Abaddon, also called Apollyon, which means destruction or doom, is considered to be both a place and an angel of the abyss in Christianity. He's the ruler of the abyss and controls an army full of locusts who will be let loose during the final days. He's referenced 5 times in the Old Testament and only once in the New Testament in the Christian Bible. During the end of times, there will be 7 trumpets that will be blown. With each trumpet, a terrible calamity will fall on earth. On the 5th trumpet, Abaddon and his army of locusts will be unleashed from the abyss on earth, who will then torture the unbelievers on earth. In some non-canonical texts, Abaddon was the cherub who became an archdemon after being tempted by Lilith. Did you know that there is a being?
Take me to the space bridge. This is too dark. Yeah. These waters just get darker and darker, man. All right, man. Let's continue.
Abaddon, also known as Apollyon in Greek, is a figure mentioned in the Bible's book of Revelation. The name Abaddon means destruction in Hebrew, and Apollyon means the destroyer in Greek. In Revelation 9:11, Abaddon is described as the king of the locusts, who are unleashed upon the earth during the 5th trumpet judgment. These locusts are said to have human faces, lion teeth, and tails like scorpions, and they are able to torment people without killing them for 5 months. Some scholars believe that Abaddon is a symbol of Satan, while others believe that he is a distinct demonic being. However, there is no clear consensus on who Abaddon is or what his exact role is in the end times. Revelation 9:11. They had as king over them the angel of the abyss, whose name in Hebrew is Abaddon and in Greek Apollyon. Job 28:22. Destruction and death say, "We have heard a rumor about its fame." Proverbs 15:11. Death and destruction say, "We have opened our mouths wide." Job 31:12. For destruction goes to fire and sin to the flame. Abaddon is associated with destruction, death, and sin. He is a powerful and destructive being who is unleashed upon the earth during the end times. Whether Abaddon is a symbol of Satan or a distinct demonic being, he is a significant figure in the book of Revelation who plays a role in the judgment of the earth. Who is
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم 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 إيه يا حبيبي بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم 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 يا حبيبي بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم أعوذ بالله من الشيطان أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم تلفون زفت ولا كان تصويره بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم بسم الله بسم الله بسم الله أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بايا بتصرخ بس خايف الناس تلتم علي بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم أعوذ بكلمات الله التامة من كل شيطان وهامة بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم يما ويابا بكل حياتي ودنيتي يا حبيبي دخيت بسم الله.
What do you guys think that was? You guys think that was a real demon or what? Alright, we're going to continue with that CERN video. Sorry, I took a little tangent off and when we looked off that revelation, man, but Find out some information about Abaddon. Yeah, that was interesting about that cherub story, though. I wonder where they got that information from, saying he was a cherubim at one time. Where do they get this information?
Moving through the portal and entering into the earth, I don't think most Christians are ready for the physical manifestation and the supernatural changes that are going to occur in what we call our present reality. Our present reality is about ready to be violently shaken and reshaped. They are already in communication with something that has a personality and has ability to communicate. And the information that they're receiving must be very high level information, because they're feeding it to laboratories and technologies all across the planet. And what you said, which is so sobering, that video on the internet that captured it was an open satanic worship ceremony, I guess in the Goddard Tunnel.
Yes.
And I saw it and I was like, my mouth hung open because it was so in your face, Luciferian and satanic.
I would say we've probably not seen something that bold in the mainstream media.
No, we haven't.
In our lifetime.
No. And you know, there's been an escalation, and it keeps getting faster and more bold and more prominent. The Illuminati symbols at the Super Bowls and these giant...
You seen it? You got these witches online saying, hey, we can contact Abaddon. You know, I'm good friends with him. You want to talk about bold? Forgive them, for they know not what they do, Father. Please.
Musical performances in stadiums by music superstars and the Olympics. There are in-your-face occult messages and satanic messages and symbols, which tells you there's a very powerful Luciferian elite in this world, very active, and they're not hiding anymore.
No, they're not.
They've come out.
Because...
Hey, your boy Jack came out too, man. We out here too, fighting on the front lines, man. They may come out, but we coming out too, riding on these waters, jet ski full power, quantum mode activate, keep your head on a swivel. What? We out here too. You know?
To create SEAS, the synthetic environment for analysis and simulations. SEAS uses data from the internet to create realistically detailed models of the world which are used to predict the future. We're told SEAS is now capable of running real-time simulations of up to 62 nations, and that it's been used by Fortune 500 companies for strategic planning, or in other words, manipulating the market. Nevertheless, there are plans to turn SEAS into something even more advanced. Developers say their goal is to turn SEAS into a sentient world simulation, or a continuously running, continually updated mirror model of the world. However, some conspiracy theorists claim that the sentient world simulation already exists. They say it's live and running on quantum computers. Turns out, as usual, they were right.
My biggest thing about us running on a quantum computer is they theorize that they have the entire world mapped. It could be possible they have our 7 continents mapped. Just say that instead of the entire world. Then it will make this a little bit more feasible, you know, for us to go along with it. You know, but them saying the entire world, us in the simulate, that's too powerful. It's an allegory to the Most High. He created all this so he can have access to us like a video game. Some of us he can have access to if we, you know, are on the high enough vibration. That's what it's all about. who is our source, you know?
Google's quantum computer, Sycamore, did something that's going to break your brain. Once again, it achieved quantum supremacy by performing a calculation within a few seconds that Frontier, the most powerful supercomputer in the world, would take 47 years to complete. This is something similar to what Google did in 2019 with 53 qubits. But this time, Sycamore performed the task with 70 qubits. Qubits are the quantum equivalents of classical bits that can represent 1 or 0.
Oh, doesn't that sound familiar? I wonder what qubits is what they measure in qubits in the Bible. You know, that's a similarity. Except they changed the Q out and it was a C. You know, isn't that how they measured Noah's Ark, was with qubits? Now they're trying to do the quantum measuring with qubits. There's nothing new under the sun. I really believe that. You know, Moses had the first tablet downloading information straight from the cloud. There's nothing new.
Or both at the same time, potentially allowing for certain calculations to be performed at astonishing speeds. Quantum computers are still in their early stages of development, but the progress that Google has made with Sycamore is a major step forward for quantum computing. It shows that these machines are becoming more powerful and capable, and it suggests that they could soon be used to solve real-world problems. Google's quantum computer, Sycamore, did something that...
Alright, so what is quantum jumping? Quantum jumping is simply when your soul or consciousness transfers into one of the multiple realities that it is also existing in. Sometimes these jumps are small when you just lose your wallet and you just had it. Sometimes they're bigger to where the relationships with your family have been altered. The food doesn't taste the same. The sky is a different color blue. Then there are other times when we quantum jump as a collective and we realize our timeline is no longer the same. We are literally quantum computers. These cell phones that they make and those particles that they clashing together at CERNs has nothing close to the potential ability that you have as a stardust being. What does this have to do with CERNs? If they can manipulate where we jump to, it make us feel like we're a vibrational match to that, good or bad. Then we as a collective will energetically impress on it and make it so. Or we remain in our power and we jump to where we're going. Alright, so what is...
Alright, it says AI is another term, AI is another term for D-wave quantum computers, and D-wave quantum computers are connected to CERN. CERN is a portal. Transhumans AI/CERN portal opening to the pit by forced collective innovations in the hive mind. Souls are the key to the abyss. Damn. Your guys' thoughts below on that. How are they able to collect them souls and to harvest them? It's a higher battle, you know, spiritual wickedness in high places, I see. All right, guys, there's still a lot of stuff. Damn, where are we at? We're at an hour so far. We didn't dive into neutrino physics. We didn't dive into the deep underground experiments. We didn't dive into Icarus. We didn't dive into superconducting reservators. We didn't dive into nuclear research. Well, we did a little bit. We didn't really dive into how the World Wide Web got created. Anti-hydrogen. I still haven't dove off into anti-hydrogen. I want to get into anti-hydrogen. The God particle. Quantum tunneling. There's more to quantum tunneling. There's more to quantum tunneling. There's more to quantum tunneling. That's a tongue twister. There's more to quantum tunneling than what they're telling us. We got to dive more into that. Dark matter. I wanted to dive into that. The pentacork. They said they just discovered the pentacork a couple years ago. CERN did. I wanted to dive into that. the highest boson. We didn't even get into that, man. But tomorrow's another day, man. I wanted to get a happy and uplifting, funny video off to y'all too, man. So if you made it this far, that's just a little preview. We're gonna have one of those coming. 20K, yeah, we hit 20K. So yeah, that's what I was gonna do. We probably gonna do a live later, and do some of that stuff together. Yeah, we definitely doing a live today. So mark that on your calendars. I'm gonna chop this boy up, and I'm gonna call it here, man. This is as far as we're gonna go. Be expecting me diving into everything I just said more. You still got I promised you guys the Moorish Tartarian video, and I have a whole bunch of other gems on the Tartaria that people ain't really talking about. Huge clues that will make you say, wow. I've been saving these in my back pocket waiting for the right time to drop them, but it's at least 5 juicy videos, I've been holding back. You guys are gonna love it. Great information. Keep your head on a swivel for real. Keep your head on a swivel always, man. I love y'all. Thank you guys for everything. I'm extremely grateful for the 20K, the support you guys done. I couldn't have done it without you guys. It just makes me want to go even harder into this. Really show you guys my creativity, more of what I can do. Get you guys more involved. There's a lot of exciting things. I'm extremely grateful, and thank you for jumping on these Dark Waters 9s with me. And we're just getting started. There's a lot of huge stuff coming up. We're barely scratching the surface. We're gonna reorganize, line up, better hypothesis coming up. Thank you so much, guys. And yeah, I'm gonna call it here, and tomorrow's another day, man. I'm gonna dive more into the anti-hydrogen, the dark matter, on the third video of this series, because I can't seem to, get it off. I can't get it all into one video. As much as I want to cover it all and get it all into one video, I can't. Especially when I only got 24 hours in the day, But thank you. See you guys on the next one.